Hey folks, welcome back. We're going to talk about this 3.0 liter V6, Ford V6. It happens to be in this 2004 Ford Escape, and it blew a spark plug out of the hole, totally stripped the threads. You might even be able to see the remnants of some of the threads on here. The camera would focus. Anyways, there's some. Anyways, blew it out. These, I guess, aren't as common to do this as, like, say, the 5.4, the earlier ones, the 2 valves, and then the little bit later 3 valve ones would also do it. That's why, you know, they've got these kits out here. You know, this is what happens to be the one for the 2 valve engine, and this one here happens to be the one for the 3 valve engine. Made by these guys here. These are fairly expensive, but you can do each sets come with 8 inserts or whatever. It's not a helicoil, it's actually a metal threaded insert that you're sticking in here. I managed to do that on this engine, but through my research and everything, I never found an actual kit that was made for this particular engine. And it might be because it doesn't happen that often. But anyways, this happens to actually be the second one I've done on a 3 liter. And then I'll go through kind of what I did. I didn't film any of that because I just wanted to get it done right quick, just to make sure that I was, you know, I just didn't want to take time to film it. And I'm sorry, but it's really not that difficult. But I will have to talk about a disclaimer that anything that I do talk about in this video, you are going to have to do at your own risk, because it's kind of an unorthodox procedure of using the 2 valve tool to fix this. But you're really going to have to, you know, be paying attention to what you're doing. So if you're not really that savvy with tools and this, that, and the other thing, and how to, you know, it's probably there's something that you probably don't really want to attempt, because you can totally mess up your cylinder head. You can mess up the piston and all that stuff. So anyways, let's just get into it and talk about what I did here. Okay, we're just going to kind of briefly talk about these 2 kits a little bit here. I've not used the 3 valve one, but it's going to be very similar to how the 2 valve one is. But essentially, you know, you've got this guide thing, so you'd remove your spark plug, you stick this down the hole. This will, you know, kind of fit in the head and everything like that, you know. And then you've got a little ridge here for like one of these deals to go on here, just like it's on in these deals. And basically what that does is, when you've got this and that, you know, this can't go down any farther than it needs to go. Same with your thread tap, all that kind of stuff. And when we're dealing with this engine using this tool, we can't use this because the depths aren't right. I mean, you could stick this down in there, it'll fit down in the hole, I believe, but the depths aren't right, and you pretty much just have to use these 2 tools. And you just got to use, this is your drill. So what this is going to do is it's going to drill out the hole, and you're just basically going to have to, you know, I used this deal here when I used it, because of the angle of it. I couldn't get a drill in there straight enough, you know, because I was actually doing, might have been this car that I did a couple years ago, I can't remember, but the one I just did is not back here, so I couldn't get the angle of a drill or anything like that right. But this worked just fine. Put a I think a 13mm socket or something on the top of here, and just, you know, drilled this out, put grease and stuff all over this deal like this, so it catches most of the shavings that it can. And you know, obviously you're going to have to do just like what you do with this kit. You know, you want to make sure that the piston is as far down as possible, just so you have the clearance, and make sure that the valves are closed. That's what this tool right here can be used for, you to roll the engine over by hand and, you know, You know, just basically because you don't want, when you go to blow the cylinder out, you don't want to blow metal shavings and stuff up through an open valve to get into other places in the engine. You really want it to come back out of the spark plug hole. So that's kind of what that's for. So basically, yeah, so you're gonna have to get in there and have to drill this, and you're just gonna have to do it free drill. And once you know that it goes through, that's fine. And then you can go ahead and tap your threads. Now what I do, and the same thing, you're just gonna have to free do it, keep this as straight as possible. That's really the only way I know how to do it. If anybody else knows of an actual kit, I didn't find it, but that would actually make it to where this is a kit that's designed for this engine. I don't know, I didn't find it, but that doesn't mean that there isn't one out there. But what I did is I put grease also on this tap, and only up towards the halfway on here, and then when I run this tap down, I was able to see how far I ran the tap in, because once you drill this hole, you still have a ridge inside the hole that this flange right here will be able to seat down on. And then so you drill it, or tap it and everything just enough to where all these threads are going to be able to get that seat, this flange right here, to seat down, and then once you get your threads tapped, then you're going to use this thread locker stuff, put it all over these threads, and then this obviously this spark plug now screws into this insert, which I'm trying to do one-handed, but so you run this all the way through. That's as far as it goes right there. So the spark plug is seated through there, and I mean, this is the exact spark plug that needs to be in this particular engine, this AGSF Motorcraft. I mean, there's other brands obviously, but this is the style of spark plug. It wasn't that somebody used the wrong spark plugs or anything like that. So yeah, and so then once you got your thread locker on there, then you'll just screw this down there until it stops, and then let it sit for a while. And it worked. It worked fine. I've done, like I said, 2 of these. It might have been, I believe it actually might have been this car that I did the other one on year and a half, 2 years ago. But anyways, and I've also pulled all of the rest of the spark plugs out of here. And there's no signs of any of the other ones deciding to do this. I didn't even pay attention to this. I think it was this one right here, but I didn't even really pay attention to it. I'll have to pull that back out again maybe. And maybe we can, well, yeah, no, it was not this car. I pulled this, I did one that was just this exact cylinder, but I just pulled all of these out again, and they're all regular. So it was not this car that I did it to. But I don't think I could really even get down in there to film it and show. But anyways, when you pull the spark plug out, the insert's supposed to stay in there and be part of the permanent part of the head, is how it's supposed to actually work. And anyways, yeah, so this was the kit. The only difference between this one, this has the wrong style of threads for the spark plugs that go in here. So this kit right here really wouldn't work unless you just have one spark plug that's different, but I just wouldn't do that. But successfully this seemed to work. So anyways, hopefully that can help you out some. If anybody does know of a kit or whatever that you do find, you're welcome to put the link down there in the comment part there, and so people can find it, myself included, because I mean I did not find one that was specifically for this engine, just like these 2 kits are specifically for the 5.4 2 valve and the later 5.4 3 valve. That's what, and again, I'll that's part number right there for the 2 valve. And then there's the their part number right there. Anyways, hopefully that helps you out some. Thanks for watching.